Plan for very few movements. You know, and if the best thing that you can have is you get a rock star. So again, lots of times if I have a glute day for somebody, I've got 2 to 3 movements planned tops. And if someone just fucking smokes it and they just wire in so fast, it's 2 sets on everything they're wired in, and I just work them for a couple working sets, then worst case scenario, I've got to think of something else to add for another exercise or 2, or I just do more work within those sets. And that's because I think this is the best way to balance, you know, the execution, the form stuff, and the effort stuff. So what it would look like for me is, let's say I start with a bridge, or I start with a banded RDL, one of my favorites for glutes. So we start always with as little weight as possible. Lots of times just no weight, which is see if they can actually set up the position, perform the position. Can they actually hip hinge? Work on that first. As soon as they can, move them into as light as possible. So for me, it's normally just the band. So light band across the hips. Can they perform the movement? Can they squeeze the glutes first? Can they contract through? Can they keep it where they want it? You take as much time as you need. Generally, I say as you're going through these warm-up sets, it's 1 cue at a time, maybe 2 at most, depending on how readily available they are, or how receptive they are to them, and how well they're executing them. And then from there, add one every single set as you're slowly tapering up. So I'd give them a couple things on just the band, make sure it looks as good as I want it to look that set. Maybe add a bar, make sure that's looking a little bit better as I add the bar. Add 10 pounds, add 10 pounds. As I'm adding them, every single set, maybe I'm only doing 5 to 8 reps, really overdoing good form. Pause at the end, squeeze first, contract through, hold and squeeze at the end. Again, repeat, thinking this back and forth type, all the cues you want to use. And so you're slowly tapering up. As you're tapering up, you're doing 5 to 8 reps every single time, slow and controlled, maybe even less. You're doing relatively short rest. So basically, as soon as you can get the weight changed on the bar, less than a minute rest, have them right back into it. So this keeps them from getting bored. This doesn't overwhelm them. This could literally be 6 to 8, sometimes more warm-up sets, and that allows you to give 6 to 8 different cues to get better and better and better without having to give it all at once. So the first few sets, it's not bad if the person almost seems borderline bored because it's a little bit slower. It's not physically hard, especially someone that wants to work. And as you start to progress them up, make sure you nail that form. Don't let them slip as the load keeps going up and up. Then slowly they're going to start to have a perception of effort. It's like, okay, this is actually getting a little bit hard. And then the one cue I always give people is, as I keep putting up load, your whole goal is to keep it exactly the same. It's like once I say like maybe 4 or 5 sets and form looks pretty damn good, just keep it. And I slowly taper up the weight, taper up the weight. My goal is to get them to the point where I'm doing one really hard set, taking it as far as I can without their form going. So over the course of a first exercise for someone might be 10 sets. One of them might be working. If the person can really handle a lot, I might have them do 2. If I have to, I might back off the load a little bit. So maybe they can feel what a hard rep range at 6 to 8 feels like, and maybe a hard rep range at 12 to 15, because they're both different perceptions of work and both have legitimate value. So that can take 20 minutes to a half an hour. And that's great, because that's in that one set you're accomplishing everything that you want to accomplish. You're keeping the person moving the whole time so they don't get bored. You're not overwhelming them with cues and execution and that bullshit, because you're doing it just one at a time while they're actually moving, while they're actually working. And you taper them up into what real work is at that point in time. Once they do a set, just tell them honestly what happened. Once you're through their working sets, say, okay, well, we got there, your heavy set, you did 3 or 4 reps, pretty damn good, and then started to go to shit. So we'll just try and build upon that next time. You've already included a next session. So, well, the real goal for next time, depending on how it goes with the warm-up sets, it might actually be more weight, or it might just be doing the same weight for more reps for better form, taking it a little bit further, and kind of let them know where the real progression is from that point. Or if they fucking kill it, then say, next set, we can really start to throw some more at you, because I can just get you to those working sets faster, maybe have more working sets, maybe tolerate more load. And so again, it's always an honest answer. It's not like you want someone to be really shitty, or it's not like you want someone to be really good. An honest evaluation of what happened, and then take them from there. Move them into the next exercise, the exact same thing. Once they've kind of got some of your cueing, once they're technically actually a little bit warm, hopefully they're feeling their glutes from an exercise you find really easy to feel first, then it should be a little bit quicker for the next exercise. So maybe it only takes 6 to 8 sets. Maybe the last exercise maybe only takes 4 to 5 sets. And these are all just made up. Just hopefully you grasp the concept of that. And that, for me, again, that's why I always am kind of a lower volume advocate, is I think most people just need to feel what one actual hard set feels like, where it's going where it wants to go. And that will be more stimulus than that person's ever had on that muscle if you do a good job. So it will actually be the first step of a process of them actually growing and developing that muscle with adequate stimulus. And also it'll be an experience from that one session that they haven't ever had before. They'll see the value of everything. God, I actually felt a muscle this whole time, and I actually sweat, and I actually work hard. And, in a good session, you'll actually be like, fuck, my glutes are pumped. They're actually a little bit crampy and tight. And then the things that you follow up with as a good trainer, not that this is the end-all, be-all, but 99% of the time, they'll be a little bit tight. They'll be a little bit sore. Sometimes they'll be sore as fuck. And you can literally say, when I have someone sore for like 4 or 5 plus days, I say, we kind of overdid it. We just do my best guesstimate the first session, and that's that. Sometimes I have people like, oh, I'm just a little tight, and this and that. I say, well, that means we can train it more often. If you're ready to go in 3 days and glutes are your priority, guess what? You can train them again. They're like, really? I thought I could only train things once a week. You introduce some more concepts to programming and frequency and things like that. During those things, obviously, I kind of skipped over a little bit. This is also, all that form stuff shows the idea of individualization, kind of some assessment-y type stuff. So you'll find if someone runs out of range of motion, this is why we stop here. I thought I was supposed to bring the bar to the floor. Well, here's why that's arbitrary. Even a little bit about what if your arms were shorter? What if your arms were longer? When this muscle moves this joint, when this joint stops, this is what we're doing. You find one leg, something going on to another. Just find a solution for that day where we're actually stopping at this range because of this leg. This one could actually go a little bit further, but we're going to adjust and just work within that today. Well, can I fix that? We'll see. We'll address it. We'll maybe look a little bit deeper down the road. I'll kind of see some, ranges of motion on that side. If I can do some contraction-based stuff that helps, great. Otherwise, you always just get as much work as you can, just based off the limitation of that leg. So they want to see individualization, and you tell them when you're individualizing. Well, some people can go a little further, some people a little less. Some people have these side-to-side imbalances, some people don't. And that is all your skill set as well, too. They want to know that it's not just cookie cutter or whatever. But I'm honest with people, too. I mean, they know that you're going to have a plan. If someone comes in with, they want to train glutes, I don't think I need to do this half an hour assessment to determine what the first exercise is. 99% of people can do some form of hip hinge, or some form of deadlift variation, some form of bridge. So it's not bad to have your go-to exercises as a coach. It's not this idea of that customizable. If you ever had someone who was something so extreme that they literally couldn't do a hip hinge, then it's like, okay, then you're really going to find a complex solution that day, which will also bring value. But most of the time, having a plan is not a bad thing. It's those adjustments within those plans. I mean, on paper, there are some good exercises, and then they're only as good as you can adjust them and modify them to that individual. And occasionally there's a point where you have to throw an exercise out the window. So that kind of covers both those bullet points. Hopefully, you show them the value, overview the session, show them your expertise, give them the feel of good pain, and again, push them.